The finals are buzzing. The streets are headed to the NBA finals. The New York Knicks demolish, sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we are back in the big dance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the recap NBA Finals preview edition. Even though we don't know who we're going to play, man, the streets are in a frenzy. The best fan base in the world, man, is on dreamland as the Knicks hoisted the Eastern Conference Championship trophy. Jalen Brunson awarded MVP of the conference finals, right, as he received it from Patrick Ewing and Clyde, man, in a special presentation. We here, right where we belong, ladies and gentlemen, man. What a day. It's late night, East Coast time, man. Just got off work, and pleasure to be with you, man, recapping this, man. This is for us, the best fan base in the world, the most loyal fans, and we are headed to the NBA Finals for the first time in 27 years, man. And this is real. This is reality. The Knicks have an amazing shot to break the championship drought. Right, who are we going to play tonight? Game 5 is pivotal. 2-2, Spurs Thunder. But it's all about us, man. It's all about the New York Knicks. They did it in style, man. Like I knew they would. It's 11 straight now. And on the road, the fans turned out, man, in force. And they made their presence felt. OG Anunoby was stuffing all over the place. And our New York Knicks played together. They got that killer instinct that we've been waiting to see all regular season. But they've turned it on, man, in the playoffs. Playoff risers, man. College champions. We've got a couple guys with NBA Finals experience in Macau and Jordan Clarkson. But I think this is a product of so many things. First and foremost, I think it's chemistry, right? You can achieve amazing things, ladies and gentlemen, with chemistry. And I think the Knicks have found that chemistry that they've been, building all this time. And I do think sticking together over a couple seasons, it dawned on me today, man. It doesn't seem that long ago, but OG Anunoby obviously had that hamstring where he missed Game 7 2 years ago against Indiana on the semifinals. Last season, obviously, we know we made the conference finals. It was a tougher path, no doubt about it, but the Knicks are playing the best they've played together, and I think it's continuity, and it's the coach as well. We're going to give all the flowers and some to Mike Brown. But the job is not done, man. You kind of feel like you want to celebrate, and we should celebrate, but there's a bigger thing at play. And I really do believe this team has an amazing shot to win this championship. Whoever we play, whether it's San Antonio, OKC, this Knicks team is different. They're just so different. I know the Eastern Conference is weaker, and there's a lot of narratives going around. But look, for the most part, I'm seeing the national media give the Knicks all their shine and some, but it's also hard not to take into account the opponents, right? But the way the Knicks are doing it, 11 straight, is tough to do, no matter what time of the year, but even tougher in this part. But look, Cleveland were dead after Game 1, man. Game 1 changed everything, and the Knicks are going to have another challenge, staying ready. They're going to get 8 days break now as the NBA Finals kicks off June 3rd, man. We are going to get 2 NBA Finals at minimum games at the world's most famous arena, man. And the crowds are going to be unbelievable, man. They're going to take it to that next level. Good luck. Good luck to OKC. Good luck to Spurs. Whoever has to face this Knicks juggernaut team, right? We know injuries can change things, but the Knicks have momentum on their side right now, man. Look at the way Landry Shamet is playing with the confidence and the belief in one another. The trust factor as well. Trust was mentioned a lot post-game podiums, media interviews. There's been so much out there as the Knicks obviously are going to be having so much spotlight, man, over the next month or so, 8 days break. And I'm just so ready, man, for this finals. It's this ride, man. I'm not ready for it to end. And this final series, man, is going to be one for the ages. I did think Cleveland were going to put up more of a fight, but the Knicks are warriors right now, and they're just battle tested, and they can win on the road. I think that's what probably gives me the best chance or hope that the Knicks can hoist this championship overall, the national championship, world championship, NBA finalists, and NBA champions potentially. They can do it because they can win on the road and they're comfortable. Even garbage time, man. Tyler Kolek couldn't miss. But Landry Shamet just playing out of his mind, man. Karl Anthony Towns taking his play to the next level has been the huge catalyst too. But I think the coach, man, he got everyone in their right roles. You know, Brunson sharing the ball, Cat using his facilitating as a major key, the wings cutting and using their player movement as gravity to move and shift the defense has been phenomenal too. And I still think some guys can go up a level. Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride. A lot of guys can go up a level, right? So this is going to be a fun finals, whoever it's going to be, man. But I do think the series is shifting, man. Obviously, we'll know a lot more this time tomorrow as it goes back to Oklahoma for Game 5, locked in at 2-2. But AJ Mitchell, J-Dub, suffering some injuries. So OKC is very vulnerable, beatable right now, and the Spurs are giving them all they can handle, man. All we need is a couple generational Wemby games, and Oklahoma's going home packing, ladies and gentlemen. So anything can happen there right now, but look, I don't really care. I'm at the point where I don't really care who we play. Obviously, I think if the Spurs can beat OKC, they're still going to be a tough matchup, and it's still going to be a hell of a challenge. But look at this, man. These scenes, man. We've been waiting as a young Knicks fan, man, back in '99, knowing that the Knicks got their historic run from the 8th seed. But this one just feels so different, man. This feels like we are the team to beat. We're clicking at the right time, which is so key and pivotal. We had Mike Brown, man, on MSG Networks, interviewed by Monica McNutt. Breen says, I've been rooting for the Knicks since I've been 7 years old. And to have a team like this is pretty special. Legendary broadcaster Mike Breen, feeling it. The Villanova Brotherhood, man, has done it. Got to the finals. Championship brothers for life in college, right? And they're back on the big stage together. Josh Hart says, we already share a bond and brotherhood for life. This is just another step there, right? Jalen Brunson, man, I'm just so impressed with the way he carries himself, man. A true leader of these men and this organization, man, is the best player on this team. And a just deserved, worthy Eastern Conference Finals MVP holding that trophy. Man, Jalen Brunson is super locked in, man. He didn't even want to celebrate, paid homage to his teammates, first and foremost, for the ups, the downs, gritting things, having trust in him to be the leader, fam. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen. And there were 3, ladies and gentlemen, just 3 teams remaining, and the Knicks have booked their ticket to the big dance, man. Let us know in the comment section. Smash that like button. Let us know how long you've been a Knicks fan and how sweet this feeling is to y'all, man. Sharing this together is special. I want to thank everyone that's ever watched the show, liked the show, come on as a guest, talk to me offline, social media, and everyone that's enjoyed the content, man. This is for you. And for us, man, blessings. And I can't wait, man. First finals in 27 years, man. It's going to be absolutely epic. The city is not even ready for what's about to happen, man. What these guys are creating is special, man. Historic run. Regardless of what happens from here on out, this Knicks team, this iteration of this team has booked itself, man, into the NBA history books. But I can't help but feeling a bit of Kobe right now, man. The job is not done, man. We know how hard it is to get to this point, and we cannot let this opportunity slip. We cannot take this for granted. Lock in, man. We've got 4 more wins to get. I want to hang that real banner, ladies and gentlemen. And we got the squad. We have the squad that can do it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the buzz right now on Clyde and Patrick Ewing giving that MVP to JB, man. Look at the expression on Rick Brunson's face. Look at the expression on William Wesley right now. From Huck Porty to Diawara OG. Everyone's in dreamland right now, man. This is what we do this for, man. Special, special team. I want to thank Leon Rose for putting this all together, because we have a chance, man. Because we're in the big dance, and it's so difficult to get to this spot, man. Proud of this squad, and the job is not done yet, though. Landry Shamet, man, creating his own history, man. The first player with 10 plus threes on 80%, a 3-point percentage in a conference finals, man. The guy can't miss right now. So now let's talk about the road ahead, man. Because we celebrate for a night like the players, and we've got to lock in, man. We've got some content. We're going to have some people come through. We're going to chop this thing up as the week progresses. I'll be live post games, obviously on the weekends, but we'll be live streaming this weekend coming up. I'll have more of a preview as game 1, man. Right. On Wednesday, June 3rd. It goes down, man, on ABC. Mike Breen will be on the calls, right? But let's have that conversation, man. Rest versus rust, right? I think there's a bit of both, because right now you get rest, you get every other day. But I think the rest is going to be different this time for the Knicks, right? Without speaking for the players, and, you know, without knowing what knocks and injuries they might be, ailments they might be dealing with, I feel like the rest will help in different ways, because we can now still watch the other series. We can scout. So that gives us extra time. So that's a big tick. The extra practice, we're still working on things. We're still trying to improve our X's and O's defensively, offensively, and try to iron out some of these things from game 1. Because look, game 1 was a furious comeback. And that ain't going to be able to happen, right, in the NBA Finals, man. It's going to be a case of you got to get off to the best possible start, ladies and gentlemen. And there's no room for complacency. So what I heard from Josh Hart is that they're going to have one night, they're going to celebrate, then tomorrow they're going to get back at it, get shots up. They're going to work on recovery, and they're going to obviously start to watch closer the NBA Western Conference Finals. But the rest, I think, is still much appreciated, because, right, it's 8 days, man. It's opportunity. It's an opportunity to get in another little training camp, but a specific training camp. You see, a preseason NBA regular season training camp, you know, you're not working on so specifics on teams and matchups. You're just working on generic stuff. But with this specific situation, you got the Spurs, which we know we've played all season. We've beat them twice in the NBA Cup final. We've got Jeremy Sohan in that locker room, and we know their strengths and weaknesses with the Spurs, right? OKC, we lost to them twice. We only played them twice. One game I think we deserved to win. We only lost by 3. the referee was suspect in that game, right? And the other one was an 11-point loss too. So I think there's so much that the Knicks can still key in on in those particular matchups, right? A lot of people talk about Caruso, Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, the defense of Cason Wallace, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Devin Vassell, and those guys. But what they ain't used to is a high-powered offense, man, that's creating NBA history right now. So we can run it through Cat, right? If y'all want to get these, physical wings trying to key up on us, we can run it through Cat, right? How much does Wemby really want to come out on the perimeter in the case of running it through Cat, just like the Philadelphia series and later in the Atlanta series as well? Same thing with OKC, man. You want to pull Jay Will and Hartenstein out of the paint. So my early initial thoughts is Cat wasn't a huge series for Cat in this one, specifically offensively. He rebounded like a demon. But I think against OKC and San Antonio, I think Cat could be the series MVP in that one. OG's becoming more fully healthy. And I do think that he's going to play, obviously, a major, major part in this one. We're back, man. 1999. Party like it's 1999, ladies and gentlemen, with the throwback unis. Just to see the Larry O'Brien, man, on that hard court at MSG is going to be special, man. But the build-up, the anticipation, man, it feels so unique, man. This run has been so historic that we probably may never see a Knicks team sweep two rounds to get to where we're at. Just to get to the finals is historic in itself, but to have swept 2 rounds before this and get 8 days break again, it's just unbelievable, man. Certainly never ever gonna forget what we're seeing right now with this situation. The run, man. Alvarado was big time in this game. So kudos to Alvarado. Look, commiserations to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know they're going to get a lot of heat, but I think they went as far as their roster really could take them, man. They're an Eastern Conference finalist at best, right? They're not an NBA Finals team, regardless of who they were going to come up against, whether it was the juggernaut Knicks or some other team. They just weren't going to be good enough to get through. They need to add some depth. They're obviously going to keep James Harden, but I do think that the New York Knicks identity, they know who we are. They know who they are. We got more game winners as well, more reliable pieces. Everyone knows their role. We're deeper as well. I said it in the preview. I said wing stop. We went through all those years, man, trying to search for a lockdown wing. And how many do we have, man? I lose count. Deuce McBride, lockdown on the perimeter. Landry Shamet, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and more, fam. Situationals too. Defensively, Leon Rose has built this roster, man, to take down anyone, right? And look, if we continue to stay hot and we play like we did against a better defense, obviously, but we could absolutely, man, knock off the Oklahoma City Thunder, who I still think are favorites in that series to come through. But we're going to find out, man, very, very soon, man. After Game 5 tonight in the Western Conference Finals, one team is going to be on the brink of elimination, and we're going to be a lot closer. But do I want this thing to go 7? Absolutely, man. Absolutely, you bet. We want this thing to go 7. Look, we don't want anyone to get hurt. I don't pray injuries on no one in terms of the opponents, but we want them to continue to beat each other up, man. Obviously, get less rest as well. Well, the Knicks are resting. And I think this is their second time. So I think they would have learned a lot with the 9-day break before this Cleveland series. You know, the New York Knicks would have tried a couple things. Maybe some things worked, maybe some things didn't because they came out game one rusty. But ladies and gentlemen, they finished as strong as they've ever looked, man. Blowing the other team out on their home floor. Both games, man. What can we say about Mike Brown, man? He's punched his ticket to come back next season. Now, we've made the finals. Regardless of what happens in the finals, man, Mike Brown is here to stay. Put some respect on Mike Brown's name and the coaching staff as well. Leon Rose, James Dolan, for all contributing to making the change. Made the roster better, obviously. Tibbs raised the floor and did some great things for our franchise, but the ceiling has been raised with Mike Brown. I know there's been a lot of comparisons with Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr with Golden State, one handing over to the other coach, raising the floor, and the other one raising the ceiling. And look, could be a similar situation, but different franchises, different times. I think Mike Brown's got all the experience as well. Steve Kerr wasn't a championship coach when he took over Golden State. Mike Brown's been to the finals, but he's also won multiple championships as an assistant as well. He's a basketball lifer as well, and he's just got the best out of this team, man. They're clicking at the right times. The three-point ball, the spacing is helping. The substitutions have improved. The rotations, pushing all the right buttons, man. Putting the right players in the right spots, and just helping everyone succeed, ladies and gentlemen. So you're listening to a real proud, man, lifelong Knicks fan, man, since 92, 93, right before our finals appearance that year. John Starks, Patrick Ewing, man, still close to this team. It just feels special, man, right now. It feels like destiny, and we are here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't going nowhere, right? I don't think there'll be much talk of the Giannis situation right now, because whatever happens in the finals, we can improve on the margins next season. We've got some good draft picks. We've got some flexibility too, if we want to move on from some of the younger guys and add more depth to the roster. But for the most part, this team should be favorites next season, man, to get back to at least the Eastern Conference Finals again, if they're healthy, man, because we are in our prime, ladies and gentlemen. So with that said, man, enjoy it, drink it up, soak it in. We're going back to the big dance, man, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the big cat, passing it over, man, to the new cat, right? New era meets the new, old era meets the new era. And look at the expressions, man, on these guys' face right now. The crowd in Cleveland was absolutely lit. And I think our defense, man, is going to be legit in the finals. The calling card, I think the turnaround, our defense, Cat really stepping up from a defensive standpoint. And I don't think the Thunder or the Spurs, man, are fully understanding of the challenge that they're going to face too, because it's going to be a different type of challenge. The Knicks can run fast. They can isolate. They can play great in the half court, right? They can grind you down. We're more rested as well, ladies and gentlemen. This is our best shot. With that said, man, I ain't just got one more thing to say before I get out of here. The Knicks final streets are buzzing.